Ramas recording. I am Regent Ramas, and today we're going to be talking about the fabrication of shields, and I'm trying something new, so follow along with me. Let's check this sucker out. So in Western Winds, which is my local park, we often use shields that look like this. This is a medium shield blank, okay? It's a thick layer of 4-pound foam. Now this blank costs about 80 bucks. They're very expensive. It's hard to get this foam here in Canada. Down in the southern states, foam, but they also use different types of shields because of their type of combat. We often do a punch style shield, or we do a strap shield. So we strap or punch. And either way, this works really good. But what if you don't have 80? Sometimes Secluded Armory can get those foam blanks, and sometimes they can't. What I'm doing is I'm making a new kind of shield out of materials that are easy to come by here in Canada, especially in the winter. This is just a kid's sled. Okay, this is just a sled. On the back side, it has sort of a crazy carpet plastic, and then it has about 1.5 inches worth of foam. And this foam is actually an EVA foam front with a hardened compression foam on the inside, and then an EVA back, and then this piece of hardened plastic, this piece of plastic that's on the back of it. You get these in all sorts of shapes, all sorts of sizes, all sorts of different stuff. Now yesterday I tried to produce a video and I was having difficulty with my audio, so I wound up making this sled. This is exactly the same thing. It's a hard compression foam covered in an EVA foam, and it had a plastic back. The back of this sled looked like this. Now, in order to make a I'm going to do two different things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this red plastic off the back of it. And believe it or not, it comes off fairly easy. If you just pick out a corner and you slowly take it, slowly, it comes off and peels off. And look at that, one big piece. Takes a tiny bit of the EVA foam with it. If you try to move too fast, it will take more of the EVA foam, which isn't really a big issue because I'm also going to be lining the back of the shield with this. This is a standard EVA puzzle mat. They are for sale right now at the Home Depot here in the Edmonton area for 16 bucks. You get 6 of them. So it's not a bad price, but it's about 3/8 foam. So it takes 3 of these to make 1 inch worth of foam. However, when you're making a shield, you only need 1 inch of foam at the most. Especially if the shield is purely foam, there's actually no limit for how wide or how thick. But what we need is something that's going to take the chopping shots of a sword consistently and continuously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sled. I'm taking the plastic off of the back of it. And then I'm going to pull out the little grommets. Now all of these sleds come with these goofy little handles that are attached. They're attached with these plastic clips. Okay, these circular plastic clips. Now these plastic clips, they press together. They're not glued, they're just pressed together, but they're nearly impossible to get out. So what I do is I cut them. I take the little plastic clip, I shove my little cutters in above the plastic, and I just nip at this until I finally cut it off. And you can do that with a little saw. If you want, you can yank it out, but it'll damage the foam if you yank it out too hard. I'm saving this because these little foam handles are nice and the strapping can be used for something. So I'm going to save those. Once I've pulled the handles out or cut them off, and these type of sleds have the same type of handle, see this here? Once I've taken the handle off, I take the sled, peel the plastic off, and then I'm going to glue my EVA foam puzzle mat to the back side of the sled. Now, you could glue it to the front side of the sled, and you could leave the plastic on the back. I remove the plastic because shields are not allowed to have a core. However, they're allowed to back this in plywood or vinyl or plastic or any other surface. As long as it's the back side of the shield, it's totally fine. And that shield would then have to be covered with foam as per the legalities of creating a shield. However, with a fully foam shield, there's no limit to the depth of it. So what I did is I took the EVA mats and I glued them to the back of this using my favorite adhesive, this one right here. This is just a spray adhesive. It's a heavy duty contact. And the way that works is I go one direction and then the other direction, full coverage, on both the EVA foam and the shield foam. I'll put some pictures of that in the comments under the video so that you can see what that looks like when it's just all laid out. Because I tried to make a video yesterday and it didn't work out, I am now at the stage with this shield where I've already done the glue. And after I glue it, I press it. Put a heavy weight on top to make sure it's flat. And then I'm taking a razor knife. I love using the little razor knives. Just these bad boys right here. Just this. And I cut my shield to shape. I wanted to make a heater-shaped shield, so I wound up cutting right through the shield all the way around, and this is the shape that I've cut out. Okay. Medium-sized shield. Math on this stuff is not complicated, but you do have to do some math in order to make sure that it falls within the specified square inches for your size of shield. Small shields would be real easy with this. Medium shields are quite nice, and if you can find a really big sled, maybe you can even make a large. But what's really nice about this foam is because it's not super dense, it's fairly light, but it's designed to take that beating. It's designed to take the beating from continuous sword strikes. Now this is probably not going to last as long as the big black shield blank will, but this is definitely AmpGuard legal, and it is going to last a good long time. It's cheap, the materials are easy to find, and for a beginner, medium shield, this is fantastic. My next shield is going to be a small, so that I can use it as a druid. There you go. Easy peasy. So right now, if you're looking for an easy to make shield up here in Canada, I would suggest you go running around and try to see if you can find some of these sleds at the Goodwill store or at Home Depot, Canadian Tire, and Walmart. My favorite three places to get them. They're usually somewhere around 15 bucks. So for 15 bucks, you get one shield blank. For another 15 bucks or $30, you get that EVA foam. And then in my next video, I'm going to show you how I make handles for this shield. All right, this has been a Regent Ramas recording, and oh, can't forget, have yourselves a great day. Do Americans have snow? Do they have those shields too? I don't know. I don't think they do.